हेलो बच्चों, कैसे हैं आप सब? आई होप यू ऑल आर डूइंग फाइन. So let's start the new chapter, big land masses and water masses. As you already have read about the globe or you have read about your planet Earth, so now on the land on the earth we are going to read about different large land masses and water masses. So are you ready to read? Are you ready to know? So let's start. The land of the earth is separated into large land masses called continents, and there are 7 continents in the world. You already have read this in last book, right? They are Australia, Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America and Antarctica. Now we will read about one by one all these continents, how these continents work, or what like information about these continents. Let's share the information. Asia is situated in the eastern and northern hemisphere, and it is a continent of diversity. On the one hand, it is home to some of the richest and the most developed economies in the world like Japan and Korea, and on the other it is also the home of some of the poorest country in the world. The continent has the highest point on earth in the form of Mount Everest in the Himalayas. है ना? सबसे बड़ा पॉइंट यही है कि उधर क्या है? Mount Everest in the Himalayas. Asia has the lowest place on land in the form of Dead Sea, as well as the widest varieties of plants and animals too. Okay, so let's have a look on fact corner. Asia is the home to around 2300 languages. Wow, 2300 languages. A big number. Asia is divided into the following geographical regions: Central Asia, East Asia, North Asia, Southeast Asia, Iranian Plateau, Far East, South Asia, Indian subcontinent and Southwest Asia. Asia has a diverse variety of climate due to its vast size, बहुत बड़ा size होने की वजह से. During summer, the wind blows from seas in the south to the southeast. The weather remains hot during this time. April to October is the time for rain in this continent. In months में क्या होती है? बरसात होती है. Asian climate is highly influenced by the winds called monsoons, which blow regularly in the same direction during certain seasons. It blows from north to east during winter season, and which causes cold and dry weather, right? The eastern part of the continent experiences the heaviest rainfall, and the amount of rainfall decreases as one goes away from the sea. जैसे ही sea से दूर होते हैं, इनमें decrease हो जाते हैं. Okay, amount of rainfall कम होता जाता है. Now after this Asia, we are going to read about Africa. Africa is the second largest continent and the second most populous continent in the world after Asia. It is often described by the outsider as the dark continent or the cradle of mankind. Africa is immensely rich in minerals and natural resources. The continent is bordered by the Red Sea and the Suez Canal to the northeast, Mediterranean Sea to the north, and Atlantic Ocean to the west, and Indian Ocean to the southeast. बच्चों, please make a table so that you can learn it, revise it properly. The forest of the Congo Basin as well as the coastal regions in the western part of the continent witness rainfall throughout the year. The rest of the continent experiences 1 or 2 seasons of heavy rainfall separated by dry spells. Africa is also the continent that boasts in rich variety of wildlife and biological resources, the preservation of which continues to be a challenge for conservationists from across the world. Many of the constituent countries in this continent are still undergoing the process of nation building to achieve integration with the rest of the world. So, as you got the idea about Asia, so likewise you have to just note down the information of Africa, and then you have to get the difference between. Okay, so let's have a look on fact corner. There are 54 countries in Africa, right? So North America now. North America is the third largest continent after Asia and Africa. Third largest, bachcho. It is located in the northern and western hemisphere of the earth. It is surrounded by North Atlantic Ocean in the east and Arctic Ocean in the north, North Pacific Ocean in the west, and Caribbean Sea and South America in the southeast. This continent also has very rich mineral and other natural resources. Besides these, various national parks of this continent offer some of the most spectacular panoramas in the world. Yellowstone, the world's first national park, is among them. Majority of areas of the North American continent are occupied by two of the world's most developed countries, US and Canada. North America is the only continent. It is the only continent that has very kind of climate ranging from dry to bitter cold of the Arctic to the steamy heat of the tropics. The treeless plains of the far north, the North American tundra, only sees temperature rising above the freezing point during the summer only for a short duration. Okay, only for a short duration. The rest of the continent remains cold during the winter and warm in the summer. Okay, some parts of the continent may have mild winters and long hot for summers. Other parts have short summers and harsh winters. बहुत ज़्यादा कड़ाके की ठंड. The interior of Greenland remains covered with ice and the temperature hardly rises above freezing point. Okay, so this was. Now we are proceeding for South America. South America constitutes almost 3.5% of the Earth's surface and often referred to as Latin America. South America has the greatest north-south extension. It is the fourth largest continent in the world, located in the western hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. A small part of the continent is also located in the northern hemisphere. South America is surrounded by Atlantic Ocean in the east and north. The Caribbean Sea and the North America in the northwest and Pacific Ocean in the west, with an area of 17,840,000 square kilometers. The high mountains and the highland areas extend up to the different elevation levels, which together contribute to its diverse climate. The Amazon forest of this continent are the largest and the dense set of forest in the world. Most parts of South America experience warm weather throughout the year, and however the climate of the continent varies a lot from place to place. The tropical rainforest of the Amazon basin experience steamy heat. On the other hand, cold air dominates the snow-capped Andean peaks. Now let's talk about Antarctica. This is also very beautiful, and Antarctica is the only continent in the world where no permanent human residence can be found. It is the southernmost continent in the world, located in the Antarctic region in the southern hemisphere underlying the South Pole. Antarctica is surrounded by Southern Ocean. Only cold adapted flora and fauna can survive there. Penguins, seals, tundra vegetation and several types of algae can be found here. Almost 98% of the continent is covered with ice having an average thickness of at least 1.6 km. It is also the coldest, the windiest and the driest continent. बहुत हवाएं चलती हैं, ठंडा होता है, ड्राई भी होता है sometimes it's. So बच्चों, let's read about Europe now. Europe is separated from Asia in the east by Ural River and Caspian Sea and the Caucasus Mountains. Beside the Black Sea to the southeast, it is the second smallest continent in the world in terms of surface area. It is surrounded by the Black Sea and the connected waterways to the southeast, the Arctic Ocean and the various other water bodies to the north, Atlantic Ocean to the west and Mediterranean Sea to the south. Most of the Europe sees mild weather caused by the winds from the Atlantic Ocean. The northern part of Europe sees longer and colder winter and shorter and cooler summer. बहुत छोटी होती हैं, okay? थोड़ी ठंडी भी होती हैं, छोटी होती हैं as compared to the other parts of the continent. Now let's have a look on Australia. Australia is the smallest continent in the world. It includes the Australian mainland and not the nearby island like New Guinea and Tasmania. The Great Barrier Reef and the Great Australian Desert are two important geographical features of Australia. This site is a favorite tourist attraction. बहुत सारे लोग visit करते हैं बच्चों. Being located in the tropics, the northern part of Australia experiences a warm and hot climate throughout the year. The southern part is located in the south of the tropics and hence experiences mild or cool winters and warm summers. Now we talk about oceans. The seven continents of the world are surrounded by water on all sides. These water masses are known as oceans. The oceans contain 97% of the Earth's water, and oceans play an integral role in many systems of the Earth. 97% water, beta. 97% of the Earth's water. There are 5 different oceans on the Earth. Yet there are no physical divisions separating them, as the water flowing through them is the same. 5 major oceans on the Earth are Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Indian Ocean, the Arctic Ocean and the Southern or Antarctic Ocean. For many years, only 4 oceans were officially recognized, and then in the spring of 2000, the International Hydrographic Organization (IHO) established the Southern Ocean and determined its limit. Fix कर दिया. Okay. Pacific Ocean is the Earth's largest ocean. It flows to the west of Americas and along the eastern edge of Asia. Pacific Ocean is sometimes divided into the North Pacific and South Pacific Ocean. Atlantic Ocean is between the Americas, Europe and Africa, and like the Pacific, Atlantic is also sometimes divided into North and South Atlantic. Right बच्चों. Indian Ocean is situated below the Indian subcontinent to the east of Africa and the west of Australia and island like Malaysia and Indonesia. Arctic Ocean is around the North Pole and is the shallowest ocean to all. It is sometimes considered a sea rather than an ocean. कई बार इसको कंसीडर किया जाता है sea किसकी बजाय ocean की बजाय. The Arctic is encompassed primarily by the North America and Russia, and its water is partially covered with ice and whole year around. The International Hydrographic Organization designated the water surroundings. Southern Ocean also called Antarctic Ocean, is extending to the latitude of 60 degrees south and encircling Antarctica. Its limit includes all water below 60 degrees south. The oceans of the earth serve many functions, thereby playing an integral role in the earth's weather and temperature. Oceans moderate the earth's temperature by absorbing incoming solar radiations. Is the time to read the booster points, bacha? Let's have a look. Land on earth is separated into large land masses called continents. There are 7 continents in the world. Asia is situated in the eastern and northern hemisphere. America is the 3rd largest continent. Australia is the smallest continent in the world. Bacho, revise it by doing the exercises, practice the exercises and have fun, bacho. Okay?